Hello, everyone. Welcome back. E20 Zone TV, place to be, and joined by me, James Fee. Hope you're all doing well and everyone's all good in the world. This is a Checkmates special. I'm going to talk about the Czech Connection of the team, basically, and it's phenomenal. It really is. It's one of the best sort of recruitments that we've done in many a year, and I must admit, I'm thoroughly proud of having people like Coufal, Soucek, and now Kral on board at West Ham at present. I can't be any more prouder, mate. Really, and I'm going to start off with this man, Coufal, the best right back in years. And to me, he's one of the best right backs that I've seen at West Ham for a hell of a long time. I really do mean that. He's got everything. The only thing that he's suspect on is pace, because obviously he's getting on a bit. But in the grand scheme of things, his awareness and the way he gets around the pitch is absolutely first class. And I do like the way he sort of conducts himself around the club. He's an ultimate professional, this man. He really is. And like ever since he's come here, he signed for 5.4 million. He's been one of the best signings that I can remember. Like he does everything right. Do you know what I mean? And I'll get on to his sort of attributes in a minute. But as a man coming over, we didn't know what we was going to expect with Coufal, and we didn't know what we was going to get. And let's be honest, when we signed a 5.4 million pound right back, we all thought that Fredericks was going to be the man to sort of be the right back, and he was going to be cover. And I'll never forget the first game he played for West Ham away at Leicester, and he took a foul and he took a yellow card, and I thought that'd do for me. Like, this geezer's the real deal, and he is. Outside the 3 or 4 others, I think he's one of the best right backs in the league, if not the second best right back in the league. I think everyone can say Trent, but he's definitely up there, like, for what he does. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, he's just gone from strength to strength, and he's sort of built a connection with other players in the squad. And what I like about him, which I'm going to get onto right now, is this: his awareness and positional play, which I think is brilliant. For a man who's not got a lot of pace, and pace has exposed this man, he's ultimately quality of awareness and positional play. He reads the game very well, and he's first class. He really is. He's good at crossing. His crossing hasn't been up to scratch recently, but I think he needs a rest. But going on his career at West Ham, I think he's been first class. He really has. He's done everything right. I like how he sort of he very rarely has a bad game. Coufal, I do mean that. He's a standard game. Is him was a standard 7 every week, in my opinion. Like, unless he's up against pace, then maybe we might not see the best of him. But in the grand scheme of things, I think he's just class. Like, he's a class defender, and he's underappreciated by a lot of people, because a lot of people look at him and think from outside the club, think, nah, he's not all that. But it's just everything that he does. Like, he gets stuck in. He's prepared to have a fight if need be for the shirt. And I've seen that man break down in tears, literally cry at Man City away, and like be absolutely devastated to lose a game. And many years we've seen West Ham players be there and just pick up their check each week or each month and just go with it. But it means more to him. So yeah, going on to his sort of defensive attributes, the only thing that he hasn't got is pace, and that's the only aspect. But other than that, he's absolute first class. But also, there's one thing he is also good at, is this: his skullduggery of Coufal. He's like a Julian Dix type. He will have a fight if need be on the pitch. He's got that sort of never give up, never say die attitude, and we love it at West Ham. Like, he's like a rebel. He's like a Thomas Repka reboot. And for me, what he done to Jack Grealish at Villa last season. There's other times where he's gone to pick people have gone to pick other up opponents. He's gone, no, I ain't doing that. Like, you don't do things like that, because it means more to him. And at the end of the day, that's what we need at West Ham. We was too nice. We was too nice a team, and he's brought that bit of steel, a bit of grit, like, and hard knocks, and that's what we love at West Ham. And long may that continue. We haven't had that for many years. Like, probably go back to the 90s with Julian Dix and people like that. Right? Do you know what I mean? Thomas Repka was good, but he was mad. As simple as that. He was just mad. But in the grand scheme of things, what Coufal does is he gets the best out of people. And ever since he's arrived, he has. He's just absolutely first class. He should have been Player of the Year last year for me. And I know Soucek got it, but maybe Coufal should have had it, in my opinion. I just think Coufal was top drawer. Do you know what I mean? And as I say, he's got everything. The only thing he hasn't got is pace, and obviously you can't have it all. Otherwise, he wouldn't be with us. But moving on to the next person, which is the person who arrived first, Super Soucek. When he arrived at West Ham, we needed something in field. We was lacking. Like, obviously, Mark was getting older, and there's players there who just weren't cut out of it. Joe Cullen, we had Carlos Sanchez, who we had at our club, like the embarrassment of that, amongst a few. So we signed this man from Slavia Prague, and I'm not going to lie, when he come in and he hit the ground running, he was just first class. Him and Bowen together, when they arrived in January, was like unreal. And it was still for us, really, getting this man in for such a cheap fee. But last season, we see it with him, that this man's ability in and around the box, in both boxes, is frighteningly good. This season, he's lost his way a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, he's been a great signing. And he's the reason why we have got Coufal in the door, along with our new signing, Alex Kral. First class. He does everything that he has to do. His passing can be a bit iffy from time to time, but other than that, he scores goals. He defends well. He's got energy. He's a very, very good player, and we are very lucky to have this man. And I think we paid 18 million or 15 million for him, which is like a bargain in today's market. And what he does for the team is just first class. But moving on, I will move on to this. His aerial power and goal scoring instincts. Last season, he got, I think it was 9 goals or 10 goals. Someone in the chat can tell me. He's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Like, he's at corners and set pieces last year. No defence could handle him. They had to double up on him. And he's got that sort of Patrick Vieira late runs into the box, so to speak. Even a bit like Frank Lampard, for instance. But he's in scoring them goals last year, propelled us to another level. And basically, when I look at him, this season so far, he hasn't been that threatening, because I personally do think it's because he's tired. I think he's absolutely wrecked. I think he needs a rest, and you will get the best out of him. Obviously, he will come good because he's that good. Do you know what I mean? And the problem is this is the first sort of dip that we've had with Soucek. Like, since he's come at West Ham, he's been absolutely first class. Like, really has. And like, he's blown even all of us away as fans. So yeah, I just look at him and I just see a player that is deadly, right? And he's for the signing that he is, like, and we didn't expect other than a DM, basically, like a standard DM player. He's brought the DM position up, as like he's now known as a box to box player, He's great in our box at set pieces, and he's even deadly in the opposition's set pieces. So yeah, Soucek's first class. His goal scoring has been excellent, and yeah, again, I say it openly. He's one of the reasons why we are in Europe, because I don't think if he don't score them goals, he scores vital goals. He scored a great goal at Villa. He scored a great goal at Everton last season away. He got the equaliser against Palace, I remember, and his instincts around the box are very good. Like when you look at his goals from last season, they're very like instinct goals. They're not like he ain't having shots from outside the box that they're going in. Like they're all around the box. He's lurking there, making sure, and he's arriving late. And as I say, he's been absolutely first class. But moving on to the man he's been first class with: potato salad and rice. Now, the dream team, I call them, because they are a dream team. I've not seen a midfield, and I've seen some good players at West Ham in the years I've supported them. I've seen Carrick, Cole, Canute, Di Canio, Glenn Johnson, Trevor Sinclair, obviously Noble. But I've never seen two like this. And they sort of interact with each other. And that's his partnership with Rice. Rice is a young player. He's 22 years old. He's come in. Obviously, we all know Rice is world class. The Soucek helps Rice be the player he is also. And yeah, like it's frighteningly good that they've got them two players in our midfield who run the show, so to speak. You know what I mean? To me, they're one of the best two in the league. If you had to go up against, say, like Leicester fans could say, Ndidi and Tinnemans, you got other people saying, Arsenal fans saying Partey and Lagonga, I think it is. And there's loads of others. But to me, Rice and Soucek are just perfect for each other. They both know the role. They both know how to play with each other. They both know when one goes, one stays, one goes, etc. And like I say, that connection, obviously, where Noble has been there for a hell of a long time, it's basically told Noble that you can now sort of sail off into the sunset now, because we've got the midfield that is a great midfield. They're, as I keep saying, and I don't want to keep going on, but they're a formidable two, and we have to keep both of these at the club for as long as possible. Do I think that Rice will be gone next year and Soucek will still be there? I honestly don't know, and I hope that Rice is still there, but we will see. But moving on to a player that could possibly be the replacement, and that's our new signing Kral, who I must admit, I watched him, followed him in the Euros, and I thought he's got the energy, he hasn't got the ability to sort of pass and under pressure. I thought he had a poor Euros, in my opinion. But in the grand scheme of things, I watched him against Manchester United. I know it was their League Cup game. I know it was their second string. He did look the part, and he looked like he can get around the pitch. He reminds me of like a Coufal, but that can play midfield. What he done brilliantly against Manchester United, especially in the League Cup game, is he broke up play very, very well. He will commit a foul, not a malicious foul, but a nice foul, so to speak, just to waste time so everyone can get back into position. He's got that sort of dark arts side of the game, and I love that in a player. That to me is like a winning mentality, and that's a player who doesn't want to give anything away and will even take a booking. And we've been missing that at West Ham. Over the years, we've been a very, very nicey club. We've had good players, top players, but when the going gets tough, we haven't had winners. And I just see a lot of winners in this team now. And I think he could be one of them. Obviously, we're signing from Spartak Moscow on loan with a view to a permanent. I think it will be made permanent. And the fear is, will it be made permanent for this? Is Kral the replacement for Rice? Now, the fear is with that, and it is a fear, is it could happen. Because if you look at it like this, can you have Rice in there, Kral, Soucek, and next season Connor Coventry? That is a worry. That means you have 4 midfielders in there firing for the spots. Obviously, I know Mark Noble's going to go. I understand that, but Kral and Soucek have got that understanding at international level. And if a bid comes in for Rice, which I do hope it don't, but if it does, I could see that happening. And I could see Rice going and Kral coming in and slotting right next to Soucek. I don't think there's as much call for Soucek than there is for Rice. I think Soucek's very, very good, but I think he only suits certain teams' style of play. With Rice, he walks into any team in the world, in my opinion, and he plays in any team in the world, in my opinion. I think he's just breath of fresh air, and I will be doing a video on him soon. But going back to the Czech lads, I just feel that these lads have just come in and sort of pushed their club to another level, just massively. Like they're coming on their spare days and doing like extra shifts and extra training sessions, and it's like it's not a job to them; it's a passion. Like, and what I like about these lads is they've come into the squad and they've took to us fans as much as like we took to them. And one thing with West Ham is that if you try with us, we will love you forever. We've never been one for, it's like the old saying is, it's not about the trophies with West Ham, it's about the love. And I look at them players and they love playing for the shirt. Now, will Coufal see out his days at West Ham? I could probably see that. Would Soucek see out his days at West Ham? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously Soucek would look at it that he could go and play for someone like Bayern Munich or someone like that, right? That sort of caliber of club. But on the other hand, if you're there, if you're happy, and we're in Europe, then there is no reason to get rid of these players at all. Right? And we should be building and not depleting our team. But when I look, as I sort of say, when it comes to sort of these lads that he's brought in, right, and it all started with Soucek, and Soucek obviously said about going for Coufal, and now we've got Kral. The world is our oyster at the end of the day, and I look at it that we can attract anyone from the Czech Republic sort of international squad, right? Do you know what I mean? And you've only got to look at the Czech Republic's the way they played in the Euros. They play a similar way to how we was playing, like our West Ham play, like all heart, passion, play for the shirt. They're not the best team, but they did get to the semi-final, I think it was, of the Euros. And at the end of the day, they're a good side. Do you know what I mean? And they've been in their doldrums, the Czech Republic, but now they're breeding players who are really, really good players. So to sort of end it, like, because I will come to an end on this now. Like, obviously, it'd be interesting if anyone in the chat's got any faults on Soucek, Coufal, and Kral on their time at West Ham at present. But whoever scouted Soucek deserves a round of applause. Right? Whether it was like Sullivan or whether it was someone in the background, but someone must have picked up Soucek from somewhere, because he was not on anyone's radar. And I'll be honest with you, I did watch him in the Champions League a few times, but I'll be real and I'll say this: I thought he was a good player, but I didn't expect him to go from Slavia Prague to West Ham and be the player he is. And he's a key player in our team. It proves it. Do you know what I mean? Is he more key than Rice? No, because Rice, we all know that last year Rice was massively not there. Right, and when he weren't there, we weren't the same team. But when you look at sort of things like with the other lads, the future is very, very bright with West Ham. Right, we might be called West Ham, right, aka the Czechs. That's all we're breeding at the minute, Czech Republic players. But do you know what? If we're winning games, I couldn't care less. Do you know what I mean? And long may that continue. So if anyone's got any questions in the chat, I will happily answer them before I wrap it up. But all I can say is, with regards to sort of Kral, is that his time will come. I do think he's a great signing, though. I think he suits the league. He's hit the ground running. I believe he'll play tomorrow. And yeah, I just look at him and I think he's young. Well, I just hope Moyes isn't just building these players up for the sale of Rice. That's the only thing that I do fear. I fear that maybe like is Moyes getting these players together, signing these players, these youngsters and people from like here, there and everywhere for the sale of Declan Rice, because he knows that next season, if a bid comes in for say 100 million, our owners will sell. So he's ready to sort of continue his progression, but not be stalled by the sale of Rice, if that makes sense. So yeah. Obviously, Coufal was just brilliant, and obviously Soucek's been amazing. So yeah. But looking on, obviously we've got other players in the squad who sort of complement them. Do you know what I mean? When I do look at Soucek, would Soucek go in any other Premier League team? Maybe Manchester United would suit him. And I'm not just saying that. I look at like a Manchester United midfielder sort of thing. Maybe I don't think he goes into Liverpool's team because they don't play the same sort of way. Man City's team the same. Chelsea's team the same. So yeah, but as long as he's here, he's with us. Right, you're looking at between the pair of them, you're looking at about 180 million pounds of talent there for Rice and Soucek. And I've had to deal with people like Joe Cullum, Carlos Sanchez, Harvey Neuweit in our teams over the years. Like, and it's just night and day. Just night and day. So, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Because obviously there's no comments in the chat, but there's no worries. Hope you like the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. I will be back again soon and doing a Declan Rice one. And I'm going to try and see if I can get a few people on and discuss about our captain. So yeah, stay, keep an eye out for that basically. And obviously, if you like my content, give it a subscribe. It goes a long way. It really helps me out. I'm up to 111 now, so yeah, it's all good. It's all love, and I really do appreciate everyone's support who follows me. So yeah, thanks again. Take care, and I will be back soon. Bye for now.